Year 2184. The Space Monitoring System of the IMU 14 Interstellar Alliance receives an unusual signal from the Dark Belt, an area that has been forbidden to access for nearly 4 decades. The signal emitted from a satellite that has been killed since 2143, code DSV-11. This satellite used to belong to a top-secret project called Black Star Project. The first person to detect the signal was a night technician, a person whose name almost no one remembers. He thinks it's a device error, but it's not. That signal is very clear, repetitive, regular frequency, ancient waves. Don't let them get close to metal. Don't let them get close to metal. Don't let them. Then it's gone. All modern military maps mark DSV-11 with blood red, meaning never access. Although the reason is hidden, secret records once said about an ultimate biological accident that happened here. A team of engineers and 73 researchers are said to be completely missing, no biological samples left. The description is strangely cold. Even so, the signal is still the signal. The Alliance decided to send a disarmed civilian ship, Minerva, to approach under the non-interference regime. Only observe from a distance, do not land, do not activate any physical connection. But in the Minerva crew, there was a person who used to be a biological weapons engineer for the Black Star Project itself. His name is Ulrich Madsen. He didn't tell anyone. And he was also the one who quietly adjusted the route, putting Minerva into the orbit to approach DSV-11. June 5, 2184. The Minerva ship approached DSV-11. The rotating camera recorded the first image of the satellite after 41 years. A gray iron block, 5 times larger than the Minerva ship. The surface is deformed, as if it was melted and then recrystallized. There is no antenna, no more signal lights. But Minerva still receives the signal that transmits the opposite wave. Not binary code, not a military code, but a recording. They melted. They reunited. They were here, under our skin. Metal has learned to remember. Chief Engineer Kalin began to see magnetic interference around the ship. She scanned the surface of DSV-11 with level 4 biological scanning waves. There is no DNA response. There are no living cells. But there is biological electrical pulses. More specifically, a signal model similar to human brain waves. The whole Minerva team panicked. They demanded to withdraw immediately. But the navigation system has been suspended, not due to an error. Someone, or something, has changed control. While urgently checking the ship's cabin, Kalin discovered a small metal object in the middle of the corridor, about 30 centimeters long, shiny, like a piece of the ship's shell. She picked it up. A female voice sounded from her own hand, not through the speaker system. "You are touching me." The object melted right in her hand, flowing back into the Minerva's wall, leaving a slightly red skin on Kalin's palm, as if her skin was copied. The ship's captain, Commander Dante, declared a state of emergency, blocking all physical connections with DSV-11. But it's too late. The Minerva spacecraft began to record a series of micromotions around the satellite's surface. Metal is expanding like human skin. The infrared sensor camera shows. A door in the satellite's belly is opening itself, in the form of biological contraction. They survived, but not in the way we understand it. June 6, 2184. The Minerva ship continues to be kept in a compulsive orbit, only 900 m away from DSV-11. Can't go back, can't navigate. Minerva's entire central control system shows red words. The internal interface has been rerouted. No intrusion detected. The last sentence made the whole team cold. No intrusion detection, because what is controlling Minerva is no longer in the system. It is a system. Commander Dante decided to send a small team of 3 people to approach the satellite by EVA manual compartment. Without data connection, no signal transmission, only carrying optical cameras and personal recordings. The team consists of Engineer Kalin, Structure Analysis, Dr. Lennox, Biological Monitoring, Ulrich Madsen, Voluntary, with the reason I used to be here. When the EVA chamber touches the surface of DSV-11, an unthinkable thing happens. Metals are not hard. It's as soft as raw meat. The feeling of pressing lightly, and the dent slowly elasticates. Kalin whispered, "The structure is not a traditional alloy. It is a form of inductive chemical organization, that is, metals that react like living cells. They enter through the abdominal door that opens like a pseudo-biological abdominal cavity. It's dark inside, there's no light, but everyone can still see it. Dr. Lennox realized the light emitted from the metal wall itself, as if the room is dreaming and luminous according to the brain rhythm. Continuing to go deep, the whole team arrived at the central door leading to the DSV-11 control core. There is no keyboard. There is no handle. There is only a thin slot, like a card scanner. But there is no card at all. Oric stepped up, took off his EVA gloves, pull out a small knife, slightly cut the finger. Blood drips into the slit. The door opened immediately. Kalen was shocked. Not a DNA scan. Not biometric data. It needs real blood. Blood used to live here. Oric turned to her. His eyes were calm and cold. This is not an access inspection system. This is biological memory. The door does not identify the identity. He realized the familiar fear. The room is open. In the middle of the branched black space, there is a cylindrical metal block that is shaking slightly, like a mechanical heart, surrounded by countless wires, not tubes, but metal nerves extending to every corner of the satellite. A sound sounded. No speaker, no echo, but directly in the head. Female voice. Light. Slow. Like from a broken dream. We have never left. We just changed the structure of life. Because of rotting blood. And metal, remember, for a long time. Dr. Lennox knelt down. His hands trembled. I saw my mother's face. But she passed away when I was young. But she just looked at me through that metal wall. Kalen examines biological equipment. Lennox's brain waves are interfering with the waves around the room. They are not separated. They are synchronizing. At that moment, a wall behind them emerged. Is a human face, but made of shiny metal, moving. The mouth is moved. No sound. Kalen read the image. I'm still here. I don't want anyone to forget me. Please, let me stay. Oric was silent. This is the area where he used to work more than 40 years ago, when he was young. This room used to be where they tested the Omega-level biochemical vector, a protocol that uses nano to store human consciousness in a superconducting network. The idea is immortal. The result is biological dissolution in metal. There is no more living or dead creature. There are only emotional data, discrete memories, incomplete entities. Kalen, can we leave here? Oric, in terms of body, yes. But the mind, I'm afraid, is not intact. An alloy arm is emerging from the heart block, holding Kalen's hand, and begins to grow blood vessels. The moment the metal arm touched Kalen, her entire biological system began to change. The biometer reports irregular heart waves, but stable in a new state. Her brain pulse is completely synchronized with the pulse rate emitted from the machine heart, a living alloy block located in the center of the DSV-11 satellite. Kalen raised her head. Her eyes turned silver. She breathed slowly, but deeply, as if experiencing another level of existence. Oric shouted loudly, pulled Kalen's hand away, but the metal arm disappeared into the wall, only left a strange trace on her skin. A spiral with dim light, like a laser burn under the skin. I see everything, Kalen whispered. They are still here. They didn't die. They are alive, in every piece of alloy. Dr. Lennox wanted to take her out of DSV-11 immediately, but Kalen objected. If I leave here now, I will be lost. Not the body, but what has just awakened in me. At that moment, the ceiling of the room lit up, not according to the electric circuit, but like a natural reaction of metal, and the group saw them. 3 tall beings stood still in the middle of the room. No longer a person, but it's not completely a machine. The body is covered with shiny black alloy, as soft as skin. The limbs have biological joints. The eyes are bright, but empty. And they don't breathe. Oric realized. This is my old captain, Savon. And that is Alida, a psychologist. They were declared missing in 2143. Kalen approached Savon. The body's face did not change, but the eyes blinked slightly, as if recording the signal. A voice came, this time through the real mouth of the living being. We have assimilated. The body no longer needs nutrition. Memories are encrypted and stored permanently, but emotions are still there. We still remember. We still hurt. Lennox pulls out the mind wave recorder, attached to Savon. Brainwave signals still exist. Unstable, but clear. Not dead. Not alive. Only copies of trapped memories remain. Another being began to move its hands, then opened its mouth. Don't say. Just utter a single sentence. Repeat. How many more people will you send? How much more? How much? Any more? Kalen whispered as if replying. They didn't come to rescue. They came to try again. Black Star has never stopped. They just changed the form. Signal from Minerva emergency alarm. On board, Captain Dante detected Kalen's brain waves entering the control system. She is remotely connecting to Minerva's AI navigation. Do not use tools. Only buy well. The whole ship's system began to generate hidden data files no one had ever seen. Complete design of DSV-11. Self-destructing diary file of the Black Star project. And especially, the list of people who have been assimilated and the next ones are designated. The last name on the list is Kalen Yara. Lennox looked at Auric, trembling. You knew from the beginning, didn't you? DSV-11 did not fail. It has completed the mission. Create a host that can keep memories forever. Auric does not deny. He just said, history will no longer be rewritten by the living, which is determined by the metal itself that carries the memory. Kalen is standing between three beings, fearless. She closed her eyes. Her forehead glowed, and the voice sounded. It was her voice, but it was no longer human. Rotting meat. Metal remembers forever. I chose to survive longer than anyone else. Kalen has changed. Standing in the middle of the core room of DSV-11, she is no longer Minerva's analytical engineer. Her eyes emit a slight silver glow. Her skin no longer has blood vessels, but light-conducting fibers. But the face still keeps human sadness. Auric came to her side. His voice trembled. You can stop. We can take you home. Remove this mind interface. Kalen looked at him. Remove? Don't you understand, Auric? I don't communicate with DSV-11. I became a part of it, and I know why you came back. Auric bowed his head. Finally, he also confessed. I am the one who signed the final approval for the trial phase. I thought it was just a biological memory storage technology, but they pushed it further. They turned people into living data layers. A library. Knows pain. Kalen put her hand on the glowing alloy wall. The wall shows faces, hundreds of faces. Male, female, old, young. All used to be scientists, soldiers, engineers, used to live, used to die, at DSV-11. Kalen's voice sounded as light as a breath. Metal, don't know how to love, don't know how to be afraid. But he remembers. On the Minerva ship, Captain Dante is about to activate the last retreat chain. But the system refused. The message appears on the screen. If you leave as if you have never been, history will repeat itself. If you listen, maybe for the first time, humanity will remember its own pain. Back to DSV-11. Kalen gave Auric a small object, a piece of transparent alloy, as smooth as glass. Inside sparkles with rays of light, not metallic luster, but conscious data samples. And this is my memory, and a whole part of DSV-11. Don't use it. Please keep it. So that one day, when people are brave enough to understand, they will learn. Auric nodded. And leave. Lennox is gone, but Auric brings back something more important. A lesson. A testimony. A door to a world that science is not ready to face. Before the train leaves, Kalen sends a single signal, no encryption, no anonymity. Just a whisper that is emitted regularly for 10 seconds per minute. I'm still here, and I still miss you. 50 years later, a mining station in the Elner star system discovered a strange form of alloy, as soft as leather, but cannot be cut. When put into the analyzer, a piece of sound wave sounded in the voice of a girl. If you were listening to me, then we succeeded. We are not immortal, but we are not forgotten.